Music and multimedia. Tonight we'll give you some instructions and advices on how to write a short piece for horn with live electronics and video. We'll start with a list of things you need. A horn, preferably a modern double horn. A horn player. This will come in handy if you want to hear the things you write, but also if you want to have the piece played in a concert. A computer is indispensable, since you probably won't have the budget to buy expensive analog electronic hardware. You should try and find a really good computer, because the faster the processor speed, the faster the piece will be written. Download and install, if not already available on the computer, the following software: Max/MSP/Jigger, a visual programming language for music and multimedia. Enabled in Live, a sequencer/recording/DJ/composition/software/. And an audio interface makes the conversion from the digital world of the computer to the analog world of human beings, and the other way around. You'll also want to connect 4 loudspeakers to the audio interface, since we will be creating quadraphonic sounds. Also, you will need a microphone to capture the sounds from the horn and bring them into the computer, as well as some audio cables to connect to your hardware. A P5 glove will recognize the movement of fingers and translate them into numbers coming into your computer via USB. This way, the horn player will be able to control several parameters of your computer patches, making your piece more interactive and fun. You also want to throw in some fancy modern gear, for example an iPad, produced by a small non-profit company in California. This will give the player even more control of the electronic parameters, and also looks really cool. Optionally, a pencil and some paper to write down your ideas and sketches, or even some musical notes. A few important things you want to know about the horn before we start. It is classified as a brass wind instrument, and to produce different notes on the horn, one must do many things. The 4 most important are pressing the valves, holding the appropriate amount of lip tension, blowing air into the instrument, and placing the hand in the bell. It is a transposing instrument, usually tuned in F, and its playing range is very large for a wind instrument, covering almost 4 octaves. Descended from the natural horn, the horn was used in the 15th century, among other reasons, to call the hounds back on a hunt. It created a sound most like a human voice, but carried much farther. Nowadays, it is used in an orchestra to make the transition from wood instruments to brass instruments, due to its characteristic warm sound, but also to remind us of the times when man and dog hunted together. Next, you want to create a concept for the piece. Just think about something that you like or has an influence on you, or just pick any random theme. Music, through its magical powers, can express almost anything from emotions to politics. And you also have the advantages of video if there's something that music cannot communicate. Think about what you want to share with the rest of the world. What is your opinion on the subject? What is your story? Go ahead and develop your ideas. You have to take a stand and see the subject through your own eyes, because you are an artist and this is part of your job. Then write everything on the paper, because later on you'll translate your words into music and video with the help of algorithms. Now it's also a good moment to find a name for your piece. This is a very important step, maybe even more important than the actual music itself. Try to pick unusual and pretentious words, or even words from exotic or dead languages. This will definitely make good publicity for your piece, and more people will come to watch it. Time to make some aesthetic decisions. It's important to reflect a little bit on how the piece will sound and what things you want to show on the video. First of all, you could go the traditional way and write a score for the player. However, if you don't have inspiration for that, or you are just a few days away from a concert, you can just draw some lines and shapes instead, and then ask the player to improvise freely using his imagination. It's easier, faster, and it will sound like very complex contemporary music. Also, consider asking the horn player to make noises and strange effects with the instrument to give it some kind of an experimental sound, otherwise your piece will be boring. Choose your electronics wisely. There are two main schools concerning this, the French Musik concrete and the German electronische Musik. The disciples of these two schools are often arguing about which one is better, so be careful not to get caught in a fight. Because we are presenting this tutorial in Germany tonight, we will concentrate only on creative sounds that were not pre-recorded. Last but not least, we talk about the aesthetic of the video. We advise you to use still images rather than moving pictures because that will require you to draw about 30 images every second. That's about it. Now let's get funky and write the P.